is a worldwide cosmetics company behind well-known brands such as Sally Hansen, Rimmel, and CoverGirl. At the company's factory in Maryland, 8 Universal robots on 4 mobile carts now automate the picking and packing of products at the powder presses.
In manufacturing, you always have to be efficient. The type of work that was done at the end of the press had certain negatives from a ergonomic standpoint, and doing the same task over and over, it was a great task to automate. The challenge with automation is always how do you, in a cost-effective manner, automate such a large operation. Collaborative robots, this was one of the few technologies we identified where we'd be able to actually have mobile robots. So have a cart with 2 robots on it that move to the different presses rather than having a fixed robot, 12 different setups is much more cost effective. It made a project go from being not possible from a financial standpoint to being possible.
The challenge, how could I build a robotic system that was mobile enough to meet their automation needs while still being cost-effective? The Universal Robots seems as a great platform. They're lightweight, they're easy to use, they're low voltage, and certainly could work together in the same environment as individuals. So it seemed perfect to give the Universal Robots a shot.
We're projected to save $500,000 annually going forward due to this automation. So it's been very good financial, and there are other benefits as well. So the area where these robots are working is sometimes dusty, can be noisy. Now the robots are working at the closest to these sources. One of the biggest changes was to go from 1 shift to 3 shifts a day. Once this project is running 5 days a week with 4 carts, there are going to be 13 fewer employees working in that area. So it's a lot of efficiency improvements.
A lot of people would ask me why I would go with Universal Robots instead of just an industrial robot, which is high speed. Traditional industrial robots don't run off of a low power source. Right now we're running the carts off 110 volts. We would have to usually use 240 or 480 volts to run a traditional industrial robot. That gets challenging when you want to move carts. It puts operators at higher risk. Another thing is the weight of a traditional high-speed robot is always going to be a factor. And so there's just a lot of reasons why the Universal Robots just made a lot of sense. One of the things that I always try to hone in on is the ease of use and industrial capabilities of a certain equipment platform. So the Universal Robot was a great platform to look at because Ethernet IP was just one of the built-in features that you could use.
We inspect products with a 3D Cognex vision system. Previously, it was a person's task as they were doing a lot of other things to have to look at the product. Now there's a computer doing all of that work. So if you see something that needs to be improved, you can immediately react. From a quality standpoint, we're excited about that change.
That gives us a really large data stream to pull all bits of information. It helps us to allow recipe selection from one central HMI, which can feed the data to the 2 robot controllers as well as the camera.
Even though the carts have guarding, the guarding is lightweight plexiglass. It doesn't inhibit the carts from being able to be moved. The setup time is relatively rapid for the carts. It would take 15 to 30 minutes maximum.
In order to hit the rates that the customer required, we needed to push the speeds of the robots outside that collaborative range, not only in speed, but also force. We had to make sure that if the operator was to get too close, that nobody could get hurt. You get the best of both worlds. You can go as fast as you need to make sure you keep your production rates, but you can also be collaborative if that makes more sense, without ever having to stop the machine and interrupt production. Ironically, you talk about using collaborative robots. These collaborative robots worked because we all worked to one common goal, is let's get this system up and running. Let's make this one be the successful one.